Hello, BookTube. I thought I'd come to you with a book haul. One's I got in the mail, and then not one, all the rest I picked up in charity shops. Beautiful day here. Big event tomorrow is solar eclipse here in Vermont, so I will be with a library event. We'll have 2 solar telescopes, and I've got piles of those solar glasses, and then we have some other stuff for people to do. So it'll be great fun, and we're looking forward to it. I'm out here in my little book area off the porch. One change in this room you can't see because I'm using it to prop up my high-tech filming device, which is a iPhone. Using paperbacks piled up in front of it. I got a little TV. It's about that big. And so I can sit out here and hopefully watch a ball game or two. Or I've been watching a good way through the PBS production of The Life of Dante, which I find fascinating. This year and last I read Inferno, and I just finished Purgatorio, and I'm hoping to get to Paradiso pretty soon. I'm reading the Mandelbaum translation. So cheers, because it is a Sunday. I'm having a refreshment here. See, we went to the dump, which is now called the transfer station, and that's always fun. And then went to I put on new windshield wipers for the truck in the car to get ready for summer. So yeah, I've done most of what I need to do today. So in the mail from the publisher, I got this. Hopefully you can see it. Another one of the Sharp novels, the latest. I actually have the advanced reader's copy here. So the covers are obviously the same. I'm looking forward. I'm a big fan of Cornwell Sharp's series and his Saxon Tales. So very happy to have it. So that was the mail. Then this is sort of an interesting lot, the rest of these. So I got this, A Poet's Guide to Poetry, Mary Kinsey, 2nd edition. I read a lot of poetry. Occasionally write it, but not too well. This is University of Chicago Press. And this 2nd edition came out when? 2013. I think the original was in 1999, if I'm looking at it right. So, meter, the role of stress and interval, trope and thought, syntax and whole meaning, line and half meaning. So I'll give this a read. Looks pretty much up my alley. And then I got a paper copy of T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland and Other Poems. So who did this? This is a Harvest book, Harcourt Incorporated. So I can get it open. And this includes, among other things, thin paper. The Wasteland, Ash Wednesday, Journey of the Magi, Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and I am looking forward to going through that. I've read all these, but I'll read them again. Then the one I really was excited to find those too, but I really was happy to find this, and it's in paper, but this is Seamus Heaney's Selected Poems, 1966-1987. I'm a big fan. It's just pretty amazing stuff. Hopefully this will hold up. It's Farrar, Straus and Giroux, the Noonday Press. This is the 4th printing in 1995, and the copyright's 1990. So yeah, love this. Loved the translation of Beowulf, and some of the essays also that I've read in the past. This next one's a little different. Franzine prose. This is The Lives of the Muses, 9 women and the artists they inspired. I didn't know about this book. I know about her, and I know about, I think, all the subjects of the book. And it just looked pretty good. She talks about Hester Thrale and Samuel Johnson, Alice Liddell and Lewis Carroll, Elizabeth Siddall and Dante Gabriel Rossetti, Lou Andreas and Salome with Friedrich Nietzsche, Rilke and Freud, Galadala with Salvador Dali. I can't speak today. Lee Miller and Man Ray, Cheris Weston and Edward Weston, Suzanne Farrell and George Balanchine, and Yoko Ono and John Lennon. It has some photos in it. I know a lot of folks really love Francine Prose novels, but this just looked really looked like my sort of. I like these, these types of books. So the humanities overview type of thing with the personal stories in them. I wonder if this would work for People April. I think it would. The Lives of the Muses, 9 women and the artists they inspired, by Francine Prose. And then I got a couple of these little things. This Onw Writing by Adora Welty. I have her collected short stories and I've read quite a few of them, but I have not read them all. And then didn't she write A Writer's Life or something like that? They should have a list. Well, maybe they don't have a list. It doesn't look like they have a list. If I remember, but it was a big deal at one time. So I probably need to find that too. So here she is. From everything I've heard about her, she was quite a character in person and quite fun. So maybe that comes across on the page here. Then Milan Kundera, The Art of the Novel, a paperback thing. A lot of faded on the here, but I don't care. I got it for free, so, or a buck or 50 cents or something like that. It wasn't anything to worry about, that's for sure. This came out in 1988, and it's perennial library edition, and says refreshing, unorthodox, valuable. And for the Kafka essay alone, the book belongs in any literary library. I will have to read the Kafka essay. What are they talking about this? Let me see how it breaks down. So, part 1, the depreciated legacy of Cervantes. Part 2 is dialogue on the art of the novel. Then notes inspired by The Sleepwalkers. Then a dialogue on the art of composition. Somewhere Behind, 63 words. And then Jerusalem Address, the novel in Europe. So I'll have to go through here and see where the Kafka, why the Kafka is being highlighted. So then this I know nothing about. This I took on a whim. And I'm got a feeling that some of you out there do know about this. This is called My Staggerford Journal by John Hassler. And this is a journal about writing a novel. I believe it's his first novel. And I read these types of things. So you see it has dates and then what's going on with them. And if I like it enough, obviously I'll hunt, or if you folks clue me in, I'll hunt down maybe if his novel. But I've done this with Steinbeck's East of Eden and Grapes of Wrath. There were 2 separate volumes, journals for each one of them, that I absolutely loved. And I believe, the East of Eden one still. And I don't know what happened to the Grapes of Wrath one. Or it may be the other way around. Actually, I think it's the other way around. But these types of things can sometimes be great fun. So we'll find out. Teeny little thing. So then, this looked really neat. Took me a minute to try to figure out if it was a novel or a scholarly work. It's actually a novel. This is Dvorak in Love by Joseph Zvorecki, I believe is how it would be, at least close. And this is, oh boy, don't you like it when it's Rizzoli price tag, and it's right over part of the description here. But it's a story of Dvorak in America. So a novel about that, which is, I'm a huge fan of the music, and not just the American symphony, the stuff he wrote here. I think he was in New York and then went out to the Midwest, and it's been a long time since I read about it, but I do like the music. Then an odd thing, I've been grabbing a few of these as I find them lately, and this is Granta, which is a literary journal, magazine. Can be quite pricey. A lot of times they'll have a photo essay type of thing, which a lot of literary journals do now, right? This is actually the beginning of Paul Auster's I Don't Mean a Thing, which I've never read. Who else is in here? Fergus Fleming, Judith Herman, Ian Parker, Tim Parks, Edmund White, and a whole bunch of other ones. So these are fun if you can find them. I used to have tons of Paris Review. I have none of those now. I wish I had them because they're actually worth money. So not that I care that they're worth money. I just care that I would have to pay money to get them. So and then I got two V.S. Naipaul. First is and they're both travel books. An Area of Darkness, and this is a Penguin. Well, it's actually a book, but Penguin publisher. And this is, let's see, they'll tell us. They'll probably tell us somewhere. An Area of Darkness. So let me see. Give me a little bit here. I don't know if he's in India or not. My guess would be yes, but if I say that, I'll be wrong. You'd think they give you a little bit more, but oh no, yeah, it's India. So I wonder if it's part of this, because the other thing I got is this beautiful hardback cover. I hope it doesn't have glare on it. Yeah, it's gonna have a little. That I found. That is India. 1,000,000 mutinies now. India, 1,000,000 mutinies now. So, okay, what do we have here? V.S. Naipaul ranks among the world's greatest travel writers, and India, 1,000,000 mutinies now, is the most important travel book he has written, comparable in its warmth and humanity with the finest of his novels. A House for Mr. Biswas, which I have not read. I've got his other stuff, some like literary anecdote type thing, and a few other things I've read. He first visited India, his ancestral land, in 1962, and the book he wrote then, An Area of Darkness, was considered indispensable for anyone who seriously wants to come to grips with the experience of India. 27 years later, he finds a country that has changed enormously. People are richer, the stock market is booming, new buildings are springing up. It is a civilization on the turn, a civilization where a powerful hold of religion is altering. So, might not be a bad thing I found them together, because then I'll read this and then I'll read that. So, I'm woefully read, is that a word? Well, I just made it one. In India. I read a history as an undergrad, I think it was by a guy named Wolpert, W-L-P-O-R-T or E-R-T, Wolpert, if I'm remembering right. That was really good, but it was a survey course, as an undergraduate, and it covered a lot of ground. There's a lot of ground to cover. I did some stuff on early Indian archaeology, and then and I've read some travelers' tales, but I've probably got a lot more I could read, and I haven't gotten to, but a lot of the world's like that, and I'd love to. So I was I was happy to find these. I'll do a little Steve pyramid here. I'm not going to reach up for that Bernard Cornwell again. You've seen it. Well, you've seen all these, but just to give you an idea, other than the male part of the all what I got. Now I gotta go find shelf space for all these. There you go. And then I've mentioned, I think I've mentioned recently that I'm going to the 5 Colleges book sale over in New Hampshire. So it's a bit of a drive, but not too bad. It's one I really love. It's huge, and all those jerks with their cell phones scanning can be a bit of a pain, but I'm going with a buddy of mine, and I'm a pretty good sized fella, and he's even bigger. And so maybe we can cut a swath through the guys with the cell phones and make sure everybody else can get through. Yeah, if they really like books, it would be different, but it's sad. But it's always a little something, no matter what you like, right? So I'm looking forward to it. I'll do a book haul video then. Like I say, we got the solar eclipse tomorrow. I've never seen one. And the other thing that happened that I've never experienced in my life, and I know many of you have, I was at the library, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember which. And felt my first earthquake. And it just was so far outside my experience. I had no idea. I thought, well, did snow come off the roof? Did a big giant truck go by? No, it was an earthquake. I knew something was different because I've never experienced anything quite like that. It wasn't terrible. People in the world who suffer from those things, but we don't have them here very often, obviously, and it was a bit of a surprise. So yeah, it's been my week for natural phenomena. I wonder what that means. Eclipses, earthquakes. We'll stick with the books. So hope all is well, and until next time, thank you, BookTube.